Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. The market off to another soft start. Yesterday we saw, well, we didn't see a whole lot really. The market, looking here at the, come on, work with me. This was yesterday's session, another very quiet day. Seems like that's the norm now, where we get all these tiny little ranging days, and the market actually finishing a little bit weaker. As you can see, this bar resembling a bit of a pin bar slash doji, exhibiting some sensitivity around that, or around and near the 7,400 zone. Quiet start to the day so far, where we've got here on the Eagle another very quiet overnight session, another very sideways day to start the morning. It's so very tempting to try to get something going out of the gate, but when the market is so neutral, it's really tough. Well, like I have to tell you guys, we all know it's tough. We're always afraid we're going to miss these big moves, and yet half the challenge is waiting for the market to settle in on a direction. Once it does that, once it settles on a direction, it makes it much easier to trade in that direction. Well, how do we feel about an early signal? The market looking like it's going to challenge the bottom end of our little itty bitty overnight trading range. We did get a hard edge bounce here on the Eagle. Let's take a look here at the Raptor as well. We're going to produce a number one signal to short. You can see we've got the background highlight already. All right, I'm not usually a fan of these early signals, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter just right about there, just below this bar. In fact, I will extend that just a little bit and extend my profit target a couple of ticks. So this is going to be a number one signal. There we go, as it prints. So sorry, actually it printed as a number three signal. And well, we got a little bit of early momentum. Turn the chart trader back on. Everything's in sync. We're in sync with our Bollingers. We're in sync with our signal here on the Raptor. And while it's early and I'm very tempted to run it out, I will take profit on target. I fooled myself yesterday a few times, not taking profit on target. Had a couple of profitable trades. Well, they would have been profitable had I gotten all in, all out. But no. Eric's got to get cute with the market. Eric's got to try to look like a rock star. So today, I'll just do what I tell you guys to do. Take profit on target, especially when the market is as constipated as it is right now. Yes, the market will make those big running days, probably a couple times a month. And the rest of the time, we have these kinds of days to deal with. So you're better off looking for your high probability setup. In this case, we chose to do it on the Raptor, although it was firing on the other tools as well. But we had our hard edge bounce, the background highlight, telling us that it was going to be one of our high probability signals. We had the added benefit that it was already in sync with our Bollingers. And a nice move down to our high probability profit objective. As I like to remind you as well, it's not always a game of finding more. We're not looking for more signals, right? We're looking for high probability signals, signals that we can take with confidence. And after that, we increase our earnings, not by trading more, but by adding more contracts. So even though that was just a $100 trade, that was a $100 trade with a single contract. Well, if you can do that with a single contract, you can do that with two contracts. Now that's a $200 trade. When you get yourself to a position where you have more contracts available, then it's just a matter of trading 5 or 6 or 7 or 10. That's where the real money is. That's the part that eludes most traders. Most traders run around forever tweaking their system, trying to eliminate every false signal. And that's not so easy to do. All right, so it looks like we're getting a little bit of a bearish bent. We're coming up on that nasty quarter to the hour mark. If this was our sideways trading range right here, well, we've just had our breakout and we're looking at a retest of the breakout. You could put your just in case order to short right down here. As the market comes back now to retest the breakout zone, you could just park an order there just in case the bottom falls out. Absolutely. Ray's asking, Eric, can you show me how to make the numbers larger on the right side of your chart? It's really quite simple. So you're going to select your chart, right click, and you want to go down here to your properties. And this is where you can select your margin. I'll explain that in a moment. And you can also find your oh, sorry, am I in the wrong one? Oh no, here it is, font. Can't see for looking. It's the very first one. So you can select your font. Really all you need to do is increase the size of the font. The right side margin is this space between the price bar and the price axis. I think by default the bars are right up against here. Funny thing, because years ago we used to get our charts in the mail, and there'd always be enough space between the last bar that printed and the price axis for you to fill in manually the daily price action until your next set of charts arrived in the mail. And I don't know, to me, it doesn't look right unless I have a space there. So that's why I always put a space. But that's where you can go to adjust your fonts and make your price axis and time axis values larger. For those of us visually impaired. All right, getting a bit of a bounce back now. The Falcon coming through here with a trend change signal. The Hawk, of course, already with the first micro macro cross. I don't know if I want to try buying it just yet. We are back into the hard edge, which also puts us back inside this earlier trading range. It's making me a little hesitant. But maybe I'm just being overly cautious on that. But it is quarter to the hour, my least favorite time of the day to trade. Okay, I'm going to delete this order. If the market does choose to bounce back, I'm sure we'll have a better entry point off of the hard edge here. That's kind of what I'm waiting on. You know, whenever the market encounters the hard edge, we should anticipate a bit of a reaction. And I don't know, it could be a little bit early. This I'm tempted to short. What I'm looking at is if this is truly a move lower, maybe this is turning out to be a bear flag. So I'm thinking, okay, if that's a bear flag, where's my next move lower? I've got a couple of signals here on the Raptor. Nothing on the Hawk. The Falcon also bullish, and the Falcon favoring some late filter entry signals here, which also will keep things a little on the bullish side. All right, here we're coming now with the pushback. Draw that trend line in there properly. No, maybe not. Maybe I was getting a little ahead of myself. But we're right back in the neutral zone, right in the middle of this earlier trading range. Those late filter entry signals here on the Falcon working out, getting up to their high probability targets. No problem here with the first micro macro cross on the Hawk, but that was really the only other signal we got. These macro pullbacks getting spoiled by the yellow bars, which is a little annoying. Okay, now we're breaking down through the trend line. We should see a pushback. That pushback could very well result in a rather odd looking number two signal. But we're also getting the market in a spot where it's getting in a little bit of a bind. Remember how we had our just in case order to short down here? Well, now that we know where the top end is, we can put a just in case order to buy up here. So if this breakout does not continue lower, it will continue higher, probably testing the top end of the channel, this little trading range. If it does continue higher, the Raptor will produce a number one signal. Where you can see, though, the challenge with trading today, or the last few days for that matter, because the market is so non-committal, how we're getting all these mixed signals. You know, there's no real defined direction to it. If you wanted to be more aggressive, you could throw a short signal below here now. I don't know if I want to get that aggressive on the market, but again, the market's kind of tightening up. It's squeezing itself. Well, we will get a green bar sell here on the on the hawk. It's kind of stretching it a bit here on the, let's go with the falcon signal. We got a trend change signal here on the falcon. So I'll throw that in there. We'll eliminate that order. There we go. We'll bring that up just a little bit, just below the median line. Okay. Oh, getting a little bit more activity here. Yeah, Jeff says FOMC day today. Aren't they generally tight ranged? Yes, they certainly are. And I'm going to get this trade now down to break even as they almost tagged my profit objective. Come on. You can do it. Come on, one more push lower. Getting some early buying from this zone down here. Try to save a couple extra dollars. All right. Well, yeah, it's unfortunate. They just kissed the profit target, did not fill it, bounced back, but it wasn't a losing trade. All right. What doesn't want to go down was probably going to want to go up. So our just in case order that was up here, I'm going to put it back. We've broken down twice now. Broken down lower to the short side twice, and 2 times that's been rejected. And if I shoot a trend line across here, well, we had the trend line break, which sent the market lower. Here's kind of another trend line that needs to yield. overall, I would still call the market moderately bearish, cautiously bearish. All right, a little bit of pushback from the pending trend line. So long as the market stays sideways like this, you need to recognize it's going to be difficult trading. So, try not to get too frustrated with yourself. Those are the times that you're going to end up making mistakes. All right, let's see now whether or not they are going to bring me in on my just in case the market goes higher order. We did get a number one signal here on the Raptor, another late filter / trend change signal on the Falcon. So there's already some added bullishness in the market. All right, there we go. Here I'll manage it from the Raptor, and we'll get a stop loss order in here. And actually we've hit our high probability target, so I'll just close it out and take the profit. So we were up here at our high probability profit target. Thank you very much. The market does have room to move here, however. I think we could see it realistically get back here around the 73.96 half mark. I don't think that's too far for the market to try to push. But I did say I was going to be a good boy today and do what I keep telling you guys to do. It's nice to see the market actually have a little bit of movement to it today. And you know what? It was probably good that I did, because they did not get much higher, did they? They put the brakes on right after that. Absolutely. Tom's asking, Eric, can you demonstrate how to increase the size of the bars? Okay. Your charts will automatically resize. It's a feature of NinjaTrader. So you can increase or decrease your bar size and the bar spacing. If you go to your little bar icon, the bar spacing is probably the one that is going to make the difference. So you can make them bigger or smaller, and you can also control the width of the bars. Now those I don't normally do these down here. I usually just go to these. So the shortcut key is to hold your control key and hit your up or down arrow, or to hold your alt key and move your up and down arrow. So allow me to demonstrate. That was using the down arrow. And then you can also add more bars to your chart. And if it gets to the point where they start to get too squishy, you can use your alt key, to adjust the width of the bar as well. But your control key and your up or down arrow is probably the one you're going to want to use. Nicely done, Mark. Mark picking up. He says a decent late filter entry signal for 5 cars. That's probably this one right here. Well done. Oh yeah, there's another way. Mark said you can also right click on the time area and drag left or right. Oh, sorry. No, not on mine. Are you sure right click, Mark? No, left click. There we go. So you can click and hold. Oh, look at you. I never knew that. You can also alter your time axis by left clicking. You'll notice when you do that, you get the little format button up here. This will automatically resize your chart by clicking that. So you can lock your chart just by pulling on the price axis. And if you hold the price axis and left click on the price axis and hold your control key, you can move your entire chart. All right, here we go with yet another move lower. A nice little first micro macro cross there on the hawk. Okay, we've got a number one signal now with a second push opportunity. The second push simply means we allow the signal to engage. We see where it reacts. A lot of times, if I'm wondering about the market, I will hold on for a 2-bar reaction versus just a single bar. All right, there's the 2-bar reaction. So now I can prepare to short below there. That reaction bar now becoming my signal bar. Come on. Hmm. Or not. No, maybe not yet. Got a little bit of a funky pullback going on. The Bollinger's certainly out of sync here at the moment. We really haven't moved all that far today. Just been retracing the same numbers. You would think after this rather aggressive bearish move lower, there would be more follow through. What's going on? All right, I still like my number one signal down here. It's getting a little bit stale, but in case the bottom falls out of the market, I'm going to put in an order there, and I'm going to preset my profit target as well right now. Here we go. Although I have to admit that price-wise, things could be getting a little more bullish. All right, maybe I'll take a look at a first micro macro cross here on the Hawk, or even a trend change signal on the Falcon, which are likely to produce before I get my number one signal printing here on the Raptor. Man, if we could just get outside of this trading zone. All right, well, here now the number three signal. Oh, I don't know, folks. I'm a little leery. Sideways market. If we turn higher again, I will become probably a little bit more aggressive on the buy side, or maybe I'll just bracket the market. The more the market twists up, the easier it is to bracket a trade. Right, so we have the market making progressively higher swing lows, lower swing highs. I could throw a buy order in above there. Set my profit target. And just sit back. All right, well, we have a bit of a convoluted rule of three signal here in the Eagle now. Yeah, this is just going to be a basic breakout, price breakout. None of our signals are really queuing up just yet. The rule of three, that's the first signal here that's printing. All right, I need to tidy up a little bit. I'll delete that, and I will bring my profit, or pardon me, my stop loss order in. What the Raptor is trying to do here is it's trying to sync up and produce a number one signal. So there's going to be a little bit of a pullback now that the clouds are in sync. There's going to be a little bit of a pullback. And should the market continue higher? Okay, well, we're getting the warning dot. Should it continue higher, we should get that number one signal and perhaps a challenge here of the primary resistance zone. Come on, there you go. So if I can get two bars here, two bull bars, I will roll my stop below this candle right here with that tail to it. There we go. And as I get about 3/4 of the way to my profit objective, I will take the stop to break even. All right, close enough. No. Ah, you stinkers. So close. Now watch. We'll get that second little push. Take us up to the, what would have been my profit objective? Scoundrels. Here they go. Come on. Get up there. Get up there. There they go. So just a little bit too quick with the stop loss. Poor me. Well, not bad for a lot of back and forth today. Oh, there they go. Actually trickling a little bit higher. It's almost the kind of day where you need to get in early as well on your trades. Now they're getting knocked down from the primary resistance zone. Wow. Look at what our day looks like. Crazy. I can't remember a time where the market has been this slow for this long. Such tiny, tiny little ranges. Okay, well, we're getting a number 2 signal here on the Raptor. The hard edge is the target for that number 2 signal, which is where we're at. Oy. Do I dare attempt a second push? Getting a first micro macro cross signal here on the Hawk, but it's not in sync yet. Really, the smart thing to do is not touch it until it gets outside of this range. That's the smart thing to do. All right, the Hawk working a first micro macro cross signal here. We've got the warning dust, but no signal just yet. The Falcon in the middle of a trend change signal. The Raptor here on a very, very late number 2 signal. Oh, all right. Maybe I need to give up trying to short it. We're getting another rally now. Well, as before, I'm going to throw my just in case order to short. We'll throw a just in case order in right here. All right, I'll get my, I was going to use my trade calculator, but I'll get my profit order in here and I will get my stop loss order. We'll just place those manually. Might be asking for it on this one. So what it is a number 2 signal, and it's just the market continuing to go back and forth. Right? There's no discernible trend. So it's retreating from the highs. I'm going to try to short it. It retreats from the lows. I'm going to try to buy it. Sooner or later, it will break. So I think as it approaches this median line, that's also near where that trend line I drew on the eagle will be. I will consider bringing my stops up rather quickly. Yeah, Paul says you must miss the trade manager. I do. You know, I don't know what Ninja did when they reprogrammed Ninja 8, but any strategy-based software is still having conflicts with it. When we came out with the trade manager, oh gosh, I guess it's about 7 years ago now, and showed people that it could actually be done, well, all of a sudden, other programmers started developing their version of the trade manager. I am not aware of one of them that works on Ninja 8. They all have the same problems. Now, the trade calculator, while it has most of the features of the trade manager, unfortunately does not allow you to preset your orders. That was a nice feature on the trade manager. But the trade calculator, when you use it to place your trades, and we'll get into this one day, I'll show you how you can use your ATM strategies to auto trail your stops. All right, don't do this at home. This is the better stop for this trade. It's 2 swings back. The reason I moved it is the market is always likely to retest the first swing. What's that, Mark? Mark says, good rabbit hole Friday topic. I don't always listen to myself. Oh, ATM strategies. Yes, that would be a good one. So at this point, I've got these 2 swings here, so I'm rolling my stop to there now. And I will be a little bit more aggressive and roll my stop on any bar that has a wick to it. So if this bar continues lower, I will roll my stop above the high of that bar. There we go. And it's because as the market approaches this swing low, there may be some pushback, and it may turn out to be a little bit too aggressive. We shall see. Oh no! Yeah, you stinkers. Well, I had a feeling I was going back to the well one too many times. But, you know, like I try to encourage you, have a trade quota, have a low trade quota where you're only looking for 1 or 2 or perhaps 3 winning trades on the day. It takes a lot of pressure off your trading, and it makes it much easier to walk away with a profit at the end of the day. It was a small loss, a little $60 loss, not a deal breaker. But honestly, folks, so long as the market is stuck in the sideways range, which it probably will be for the remainder of the day, given that it is an FOMC day, take the day off. Go do something else. We've already had a couple of profitable trades. Chances that the market's going to make a run higher or lower from here is pretty remote. Come back tomorrow and we'll do it all over again. So I think we'll cut out the room a little bit early here. If you are going to hang around and try to trade the remainder of the day, the best thing you can do is isolate the trading range and let the market get outside of this range before you commit. Look for the breakout, look for the retest. I know you got a long ways to go, but anything within that range, you can see we have not hardly moved off the whole 73.80 zone, which is pretty much where we began the day. All right. I will see you again tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again. Talk to you then. Bye for now.